Move away from this camera though, real quick.
It's not.
Okay, it's 4:30. We're gonna open the meeting of the DuBois County Council. Start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we're missing here, Dina Lewis is not going to be here tonight, and I think someone's having a little issue, and she could be here shortly, so Councilman Eagler. So let's just go ahead and proceed here with the minutes of December 29th that were sent out. Is there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Anyone?
I did not have it.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay, Ryan has made a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Alex is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, so. Okay, the first thing on the agenda was the board reorganization, but if the council would agree, we'll put that aside for a few minutes until maybe Councilman Ewater gets here. That's all right with everyone?
Sure.
Okay, so are you ready, Dina, Judge? If you could come up and introduce yourself for the
Sure.
public.
Nate Murphy, I'm circuit court judge, also CASA obviously is under my purview in circuit court. So today we are, I guess, here to discuss our part-time position. It's currently being held by Auburn Marks. And that position has been since about 2018 funded by the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute's VOCA grant, which is a Victims of Crime Act grant. It's a federally funded grant. And I think, like I shared with you, and you're aware that as federal funding is drying up, we've been made aware that there's not going to be, we don't know what's going to be available through the VOCA grant, but they're saying that there's going to be a sharp decrease in any funding. Currently, I think there's 2 positions in the county that are paid through the VOCA grant. Best my understanding is that it's our part-time position and the prosecutor's victim's advocate. So the grant cycle that we're currently in ends, I believe, on September 31st.
Yes, September
31st of this year.
Okay.
And so we're requesting that position be moved to county general. In order to fund that through this year for that fourth quarter would be $5,201. And then we would propose putting that into our budget going forward in the 2027 budget, which would be approximately $26,000 per year for that part-time position, depending on any hourly raise that the county may offer. That could fluctuate. Now, the one thing about the VOCA grant is, and I think Sandy can probably attest, it's not the easiest grant to administer. It's not the easiest grant to write. The other thing it has is it has a lot of unfunded strings attached. For instance, CASA has to periodically have everyone fingerprinted, all the volunteers, all the staff members. Each time they do that, that costs the county about $1,500. They have site visits, quarterly reports. I think just at this point, given the fact that we're going to lose that, the funding is definitely going to be, if it's even going to be available, it's going to be drastically reduced. It's time maybe to jump off and be a county funded part-time position. Aubrey supervises at this point 33 children under her supervisory role. And then she also serves as an advocate for 1 child. Now, there's CASA standards that say that a person can only supervise so many CASA volunteers. And without that part-time position, we would have to let some children go as, or waitlisted some children. Some children would not receive a CASA. problem there is, of course, that it ties my hands statutorily that I would have to appoint a guardian ad litem, and a guardian ad litem is, has to be certified. The only certified guardian ad litems in the community are attorneys. So I'm going to be paying an attorney to represent that child in a children in need of services case and or a termination of parental rights case. So I think I would like to hope to think the county would recognize the benefit in Aubrey's position and agree to fund that through county general. Ultimately, it would be a cost savings if we lose that position. We're going to be paying attorneys. Then I'll be in here asking probably for my budget to be increased on that side of it.
You said it ends September 13th.
31st, at the end of the third quarter. So there's
Okay, so if we paid for a full year and we did fund it for the remainder of this year, a full year would be about 25,000.
I had 26, but somebody has 26,000 is what. So the 50 to finish out this year, we would need 5201, and then we would.
Is that including benefits?
What kind of benefits does part-time get?
Just your FICA, your matching FICA.
So any,
So if we put that in county general, it would be under your budget then?
Yeah, CASA is under my budget.
But-
Well, I think there's kind of a separate
We
budget, but it's
moved some money over to her fund, but this person would be,
under the CASA. Well, the breakdown.
we just call it a part-time cost up under your budget.
Correct.
I think it's probably a great deal for the county. I mean, the judge talked with me a little bit this morning. The department head meeting. I don't know, anyone want any good questions or discussions here for the council?
I think it will save us in the long run.
Yeah.
And the part-timeness is great. I mean, I'd have no problem making a motion to approve the $5,201. We did a motion.
Well, you'd have to go to the census for us to advertise, and then we'd have to do a,
Census to show.
you know,
So we got your
but
job.
we have a little time here,
Yeah.
so it's not like.
We can still
That's
do
why
that.
I just try to get ahead of it here, so.
You're on it.
So we, let's, I guess for them to move forward, let's just have a consensus of who we can advertise for that money and move forward.
So 5,201 is the total. You wouldn't want to have to do benefits in your line item. We have. So what's they're just a little different than how your budget is, because it can just so big. So I'll work with Dina to get it ready for the end of this year, and then you guys will put in your budget for next year.
Okay, well, I think, is that all you have?
That's all I had.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in and
Well, thank you, I
explaining it to us.
appreciate that. Your understanding. Congratulations.
And thanks for what you do, Dina, too.
Well, have a good evening.
We'll have it ready for October.
Appreciate it.
So Pat, you're a little ahead of time, but are you ready? You can come up and introduce yourself to the public and
Sure.
forward.
I'm Pat Sager. I serve on Toco Regional Water and Sewer Board. Believe it or not, it's been 10 years since I've been on the board, and some reason you guys appointed me to do this for you. But, it's crazy how long it's been already. But I enjoy being on the board. I see a lot of people, board members, come and go all the time. And, I feel like I bring that stability to it because I've been there for 10 years now, and I hope to continue on it. So, of course, it's your group that appointed me, but it's important that we have that continuity going on, I feel like. So, we get involved in a lot of different things. First of all, how the board is set up, 3 counties. You have the council and the commissioner from 3 counties, up to 6 people that the governor has to elect. That's our 7-man board. So you can imagine every time, like Cerise, for example, I think this will be her last term, and so she can't serve on the board anymore. It's got to be a commissioner. So anyway, that's how we get turnover pretty quick on it. So a lot of things going on. I just kind of want to tell you a little bit about Patoka a little bit, and give you updates on it. You might get some feedback on different things, and you need to know a little bit about it. First of all, Atoka Water, we have 770 miles of water under the ground and stuff like that. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I got them on maps. If you go all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, that's 770 miles, straight there. So that's a lot of pipe underground. We have over 100,000 retail customers. We had 27 wholesale customers. So we'll sell to other utilities, like DuBois Water, for example, is our biggest wholesale customer. They don't produce any water, they just have the distribution part of it. So, and we're stretched over 9 different counties. So we've got a pretty big footprint here in our area. So, and it's really about serving people. We're not for profit, and so we're really strong on that. We have 2 water plants. We average over 8 million gallons a day with what we'll clean. We have the plant 1 produces about 5 million gallons. That plant 1's original plant is about 50 years old now. Plant 2, about double its size, it'll have 10 million gallons. So here we have about 15 million gallons. This is the max, okay? We have contracts with wholesalers. They have their minimum, their maximum. So you have to take that maximum that the wholesaler can get, and we have to add them all together. And at 15 million, we can only get 90% of that. So it brings in about 13.8 million gallons a day. And we're right at that threshold where we got a little bit of room yet, but not much, where we're getting really close to that 13.8 with all the contracts and the water we sell. So what does that mean? We got a plant that's 50 years old. That's a problem. We can't take it down to, redo it because plant 2 is not large enough to do without plant 1. So the plan is update plant 2. And so we're in the midst of getting an engineer to draw up plans on how to expand plant 2. It was designed to be built on it when it was put in. So it's not like we've got to just totally remake it. So it'll go from 10 million to 15 million gallon plant 2. And so it could satisfy our needs today. If plant 1 would go down or something, we'd have to take it, maybe redo it or whatever we have to do. So that we feel like that's going to be the first thing we have to do is redo plant 2. We're not even touching plant 1 yet. So here we're looking at $12 million for plant 2 get an extra 5 million gallons a day out of it. So it's quite the task on it. So other things going on. We could draw up to 20 million gallon out of the lake, raw water from the lake, and you would think, well, that should be a plant, right? 15 million gallon. But think about it, when we started out, we might have been 50 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 million gallons a day, and we had a 20 million gallon max. And now we're approaching, up to 13, 15 million gallons now. And now we're getting at the end of that 20 million gallons we pull out of water. So the other part of it is we want to be able to draw more water from Atoka. DNR operates the lake. So it's a DNR thing. So we have engineers and let's get that number, 20 million, maybe needs to be 30 million or something like that. So we're working on that. Plant 1, what we're going to do with plant 1. So, and this is down the road. I'll never see this. But for things to happen, you have to have things in place. You could imagine. So to draw more raw water out of the lake and a plant, might be a completely different site. And so, we're trying to piece something together there and to, get to the first step, you have to spend money. You have to hire these darn engineers and it takes a lot of money and not have anything to show for it and stuff. So it presents quite the problem. One thing I don't think we want to stay at status quo. We have to keep on looking to the future, and this is something that we're doing. So water plant 2 it'll probably happen in the next couple of years. And so what's going to happen, water rates, we don't know yet. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. But how much? We don't have our engineering completely figured out. We got estimates, we got ballpark figures, but we don't know. But just today, keep it on as it is today. You understand what inflation is doing. And so we have a rate hike in our water. And this is the main reason I want to talk to you guys that, what's going on with the water's going to fly, but it's just, you can imagine all the inflation going up with everything. And Patoka's always kind of been on behind side on raising rates. And they've always been on the low side. We went for a stretch of about 10, 11 years without raising rates. It's just hard to catch up after that point and we're still behind. And so we're looking at this year raising about 28 cents, which would be 1,000. It's about 6% raise is what we're doing. So, what is your water bill? If you have a $40 water bill, it'll be $42.50. That's kind of what we're looking at. And you can expect that to happen almost every year for a while now. And then once it's your water plant expansion happens, it's going to take it up some more. Okay, so what else do we have? The sewer side. Let's jump over there. The sewer side was constructed in 1979. They started out with two treatment plants. They call it a package plant. So it's a concrete structure, like a round structure with metal, lined with metal on the inside of it. I had 2 of them in 79. Then in 84, they put an ox ditch, it's called. It's just a big round thing, and it could handle more water. The problem with the package plants, they're normally pretty small, and they're limited how much you get out of them. So the 1984, that was put in there. Wabash had an egg breaking plant, and they keep on growing in that part. So that's why that ox ditch was put. 2002, ACE 5 was put in. And again, this is to serve other communities. A new sewage line goes over down Celicing, Snellville, and St. Anthony, and capture any buyout along the way can tap onto it, grinder pumps and stuff like that. So it's really good deal for them communities. Without sewage in a small community, it's a problem. I'm sure you're aware of Hayesville and the issues, the sewage problem they're having in Hayesville also. 2018, after sewage treated, it has to be, they put chlorine to it to kill anything off on it, and then they have to take the chlorine out before they could release it to the river. So 2018, they put a UV system in there. It simply just goes through a UV light, kills all the stuff off, no chemicals left. So that was a big increase there. So what's going on with that place? The problem is them 2 old, almost going on 50 years of packaged plants. The metal is deteriorated, been welded on over and over many times, patched up, but you're to the point where you have to replace it all. Then you have piping underneath of it. By the time you dig them out, you're probably better off just starting over. So we're looking into different ways to do it. They call it, there's a different way of doing it now, SBR system. And what it is, it's just hazard. It's just like great big, how would you say it, area, like a triangular area. and it'll do everything in one. You put the sewage in there, and then it'll go through the treatment part of it. Then you have two batches of it. You have batch one and batch two. While the sewer is working, then you use batch two. And the big part about it is you make these walls very tall. So any kind of rain event you have a lot of water infiltration, through the sewage system. And so rain events create quite a havoc at these plants. And these are new systems, they can manage more volume of water easier. Like if you have a rain event, it'll basically manage it quite well. So we're looking at that. Wabash is a big customer of the sewage plant down there. And so they just added on quite the expansion down there. And so all that sewage is coming to our plant now. And so at the end of the day, they did all the numbers beforehand, and then right now they're pumping by double the amount of sewage than what they really anticipated. So we're approaching 90% capacity at that sewage plant right now. So and who knows what's going to happen with Wabash. I know they left room for adding on down there, and so they can grow too. And so right now, I think we're going to hold off on that a little bit. We still can manage it yet. We're probably going to hold off a couple of years and see what happens, what direction Wabash gets. That's going to be the biggest driver of this whole thing. So anyway, with that, you guys have any questions for me?
So Wabash is new. Wouldn't they pre-treat our water before you get it?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they have a pre-treatment plant first, and then it gets sent over to us.
I figured they would have to.
Yeah.
So when you're saying double your capacity, the load is not double that you're treating.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I think they use like 60,000 gallons a day or something like that, and then it'd be like 120. I'm talking in addition to what they already do, so it didn't double the capacity of the plant, but they just send out more. Just from that addition they did, it produced more water than anticipated, so. Which is good for us, right? Right? Du Bois Water loves it. They can sell more water. We sell water to Du Bois, and we take the water back and we clean it. Of course, we send it down here then.
So on plant two there, you're gonna add 5,000, you said. Well, why wouldn't you increase that more? Is it because of the physical or the money?
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much the capacity of plant two. You get another 5 million gallons a day. We'll drive that thing, to 15 million gallon, and that's probably the capacity of that site. We're stuck on this little bitty hill, and our resources is, we don't have a very big footprint, so we can't just keep on growing outwards and making straw off, and that's why we need to probably pursue a different site, for the future.
And the other question, with spending this much money, do you have a reserve? Does the Topeka Lake Water have a reserve that they keep for expansions? Or?
Yeah, so we'll carry a lot of cash on hand. It's between $8 and $10 million in cash on hand, and it's a delicate balance, and that's why we got to keep our water rates there and dialed in, so we can keep that the cash at the proper level, keep the operating funds going. Obviously, if we do the sewer plant, we talked about just a little bit ago, federal funds are drying up, and we're not going to find any funds either for this water plant thing. And so we're probably looking at either doing it could be a bank loan, it could be a bond set up and stuff like that. So, and the terrible part about the whole thing is that it's just the way things work, but that $12 million or $2 million is going for engineering and other money. So it's 25%.
And Wabash is up and running completely.
As far as I know, I think they are.
Because, I mean, they put a new water line, or sewer line through Du Bois.
Right,
Did probably not get to
Right,
that.
actually, Du Bois had outside their line and they put a new tank in there too, the water tank, overhead tank, like a 750,000 gallon tank. That they could have enough water there otherwise for fire protection, and the fire marshal would not let them open without it.
And Wabash paid for that, or more or less paid for
That
that.
between Du Bois and Wabash, yeah, so I really,
I thought that's what I understood when they started the plant.
Wabash are great people to work with, I'm telling you, so and they definitely, do their money, they're paid their.
I mean, I think the council, we approved a 10-year abatement, when they built that plant. So, I mean,
Okay.
they're an asset to the county, there's no doubt.
They're a big asset to the county. I'm sure I'm over my time limit, so thank you for the appointment. So, anybody can reach out to me, especially if you have some concern or people complaining about something. We have our meetings, they're posted at Toka up there in the office. So.
I think a lot of us took the tour this year, or last year. I think
Yeah.
almost all of us were there and walked through it.
Yeah,
A new site, I think a challenge would be to continue to be gravity fed. I think that's a pretty big, the whole thing being fed down that hill. and
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh, for
a
sure.
nice advantage.
that's for sure.
Thanks for serving.
And if anybody would like to have a tour of plants, we'll give them any day they want. So we have great people who work there, nice, great superintendent, very knowledgeable on things. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming. So Doug, we kind of held off on the organization board till you got here, so why don't we move with that? We've got a few minutes before the next speaker, so.
Okay, I guess I'll open the floor to take nominations for president.
I'll nominate Mike as president.
Are there any other nominations? If that's the case, I'll take a motion to close the nomination.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mike, are you going to serve?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
Then I will open the nominations for vice president.
I nominate Meredith Vogel.
Are there any other nominations from the floor? If that's the case, I will take a motion to close the nomination.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Any opposed, say no. Are you going to serve? I am. Congratulations. Your slate of officers with Michael Merritt. Do you want to continue sitting on this side of him, or do you want to move to that side
I don't think it makes any
Difference, I don't think, yeah.
for the next, I mean, he won't be at the next meeting, so.
Right.
Do you want, I mean, it's up to you. It's just, I need to know where to put people, so.
Got it.
You're in district, you were,
This is District 2.
two,
Well, this was
that's good.
whatever you want.
You're,
I'm okay with any way that makes sense to you.
I think the president can pick it.
You can pick it. I think you should pick it too.
the biggest
Then
decision.
we'll put it on you,
Biggest
yes.
decision I got to make this year.
You can sleep on it and come back.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll proceed then with Mike Fritz on the Child Support Office. If you come
Good
up,
evening,
if you
everyone.
could maybe introduce yourself for the public.
Yes, I'm Michael Fritsch. I'm the 40 Deputy Prosecutor here in Du Bois County, appointed by the Prosecutor's Office. The state of Indiana requires every prosecuting attorney's office to establish a child support division in their county. And so I actually work here in Pike County, and we've done real well. We're in the green, and I'm very proud of our staff and our all the work we've done. The reason I am here is that Michelle Relly has given notice, and she is on the greener pastures. Her last day is January 30th. She is the administrator, so we take a big hit with that. However, we're fortunate that Mary Leakin, who has been a caseworker for a number of years, is stepping into that role. She's absolutely well qualified, and Michelle is just doing a wonderful job. Really appreciate her for these 2 weeks that she's going to be here, working hand in hand because it's quite extensive, all the extra things that she does. So the reason I'm here, the good news is also we just had, I think I've already received 30 resumes.
Wow.
So for the caseworker position,
Say 30?
which is
30?
awesome. I don't know if they know who they're going to be working with, but pretty lucky there, I guess. So it's really wonderful, wonderful. I expect a great opportunity for whoever takes the position. So let me give you a real brief synopsis. So Michelle has been with us for like 13 and a half years. So she, with Bill Schoenfeld and all the success they've had, she grandfathered in to 40 hours a week. So if you remember when I came in the budget, part of it, you have already allotted for 2026, her at 40 hours at 24.93. The other two caseworkers would remain the same, but I'm asking that Mary, who is going to be taking over immediately as administrator, taking all of those extras, would receive that pay. So it's already been allotted. One issue is that she has 175 days of PTO. Michelle does, I'm sorry, jumping ahead. So Michelle has, so we want to make sure we have enough money there if Mary goes in. So even if Michelle takes 100% of her PTO, you multiply that by 75%, and it's about $24.93, it's $3,272.06. The good thing is that we're not asking, nor do I want, Mary to have 40 hours. So that is off the table, and she'll go to the 2 weeks. So that really actually saves a lot of headaches administratively. Also, that means that for the rest of the year, we're not paying that extra five hours a week. So the extra 5 hours a week I show for the 47 remaining weeks that she's not working is about $5,800. So we're going to save $5,800. We're going to pay out about $3,200 for her PTO. My point is we can have her step into that position after January 30th, and we don't have to have any additional for administrative salary. So the salary stayed the same, and actually we saved a couple $1,000 because she's not going to do 40 hours. She's only going to be at 35 hours.
So when you said 117 days, you meant 117 hours of PTO.
Did I say days?
Yeah, I about fell over.
Oh, that scared me.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Oh, boy.
I said, oh my
Let's see, how much?
Shouldn't be there that long. I'm sorry. 175 hours.
All right.
Yes.
According to the handbook, she has 175 hours. She only gets paid out 75%.
Okay,
Got it.
that makes
Thank
sense.
Yeah, so when somebody retires, they can do, she hasn't used any in January, and so she may or may not use some this week or coming weeks or till the 30th. But even if we gave everything, the biggest thing is that we don't have to do any extra appropriations or anything. In fact, we should have some money left at the end of the year. And then the caseworker, whoever replaces Mary, just can step into up to that amount. So that's taken care of too. So really, it's just, I think.
Since this position, Michelle was always hourly. Mary will be considered bi-weekly, so we're gonna change the salary ordinance to a bi-weekly, beginning on that January 31st.
And then it would be based on the 2493 that she's, if you break it down,
Michelle's already
that Michelle would have. At least that's what I'm requesting, and we would approve for her, because that's all the additional responsibilities for the administrator, for the
We're taking
office,
Michelle's hourly rate and we're taking it times 35 hours a week,
instead of.
times 2 for a bi-weekly pay. And then that'll get rid of their grandfather people because there's nobody else
I
grandfather.
feel like I don't know what decision we have to make, I guess.
I have new salary ordinance for a bi-weekly position.
That's all we're changing.
That's all
Because
you're
it's
That's
already
it.
in line, it's already budgeted, it's.
I understand, I need to come here. The big thing was that we had enough money.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have an appropriate, like if she was at 35 hours instead of 40, we would have had to have some additional appropriations, but. Anyway,
And it's an increase for mayor.
Right.
Increase in
That's
salary.
yes, it matches the administrator position.
So
It's not,
you just
it matches what Michelle was making.
okay,
It makes sense.
okay. Because that was always, every year, that was an issue.
It is, so we don't have to worry about that next year, so that's nice.
And really, the reason they were bi-weekly to begin with is was when they were with Sheneyfeld, he had private practice and had this, so he made them hourly for what jobs they were doing. Now we don't have that issue anymore.
Okay. So everybody will be there at 35.
So now these positions, if they do work over, they're earning comp time.
So we've got a little time here yet, and can you explain, I think most of us understand, that's a lot of that money for your department is reimbursed by the
Yes,
state.
it is.
So don't we have a health insurance thing we're doing too here for,
I do have that as the other thing. They budgeted for their health insurance based on the AHI report that we did for 2025. 2026, our
Oh, that's
insurance
right.
costs went a lot higher. We need $7,776 more dollars in his line item to fund that out for this year.
so we understand that.
And we do keep that separate so that we can track it for that reimbursement of 66%.
So, I mean, it's a great deal for this, for us.
It's,
as a town.
and we're happy to keep it in the green, because then we'll keep those numbers going, so. We have a lot of federal regulations, a lot of state regulations, they kind of crawl down your throat. We constantly get audited, because of Fed funds, if we're gonna keep getting it, they make it good. So we've been very successful in that, so. Is that part of it? I forgot about that, thanks.
So does that, with that, does it change this salary ordinance though?
No.
You're saying?
I think
Okay.
it's.
They're two separate things.
Just two separate
Additional
things.
appropriation is the other one.
I need an amended salary ordinance
So do
to
we,
pay her bi-weekly instead of hourly.
so while he's here, do we want to approve that so he knows to do it? Is that all right?
That'd be awesome.
So I think first of all, let's start off with that, with the salary ordinance that we talked about. So it's $1,745. $1,745.
$1,745.10 bi-weekly. The position will be 35 hours per week. Comp time will be accrued if necessary, and the position will change from hourly to bi-weekly effective January 31st, 2026.
Can we make a motion for that, or show of hands, or what do we do? Make a motion. I'll make that motion. Move that.
Ryan has made a motion. We have
I'll
a
second that.
Okay, any further discussion on it? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Thank you.
And then the health, we'll do that as an additional.
And the additional appropriation for the general fund for personal services health insurance, $7,776.
Yeah, I'll make that motion as well.
So get a motion, may I have a second on that?
I'll second.
So I'll need a second. So further discussion on that. Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, well, thank you.
All right, thank you all very much, and thank you for the work you do. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sounds good, thanks. Thanks, Danny.
Okay, so next we got, Highway, Donnie, I think you're up, so if you're ready, we're a little early. So we're a little early, but that's better than late, right?
Donnie Deacon from the DuBois County Highway Department. First of all, congratulations, good luck with everything. Sure you'll be fine.
We really like this report.
Yeah. 5-year equipment rotation.
Thank you.
Of course, we don't put all the money in down just 2 years because of the fact it changes from month to month, much less year to year, so. Okay, so, and he usually puts that in there, like next year he's asking for some, but this year we are asking for $400,000 out of Cume Cap. that is, I mean, you see that we're 3 dump trucks we're getting rid of this year. They're all 2013. I think it's a typo over there. It says one of them's 2015, but they're 2015, but they're all 2013s. And they're all 250,000 plus miles. And then the excavator is a 2013 also. And with the wheel drive, it's very hard on the drivetrain. So, and it already has 7,500 hours on it. So it's time to get rid of it before we start spending a lot of money.
Are they worth anything?
Are they worth anything? Yeah, we'll get a little bit of a trade. Usually the trucks, we don't get much, 15 to 20,000. I think this year, I think one of them's 21,000. But that's the best we ever had. So the trucks, as far as the excavator, I'm not totally for sure what they get. I hope it's a lot more than that. But yeah, so that's what I'm asking for on Cume Cap.
Do you have, I guess, quotes on this already, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, they got quotes on the trucks. I don't know if he got a quote, I don't think he got a quote on the excavator yet, but he did get a quote on trucks.
Did you feel it?
And I think they went up,
Gonna buy it?
I think it went up like $8,000 on the trucks.
Okay.
So from last year, it was 100, now they're 108, I believe, and then plus the beds and whatever
Oh,
else.
because
So,
it's, sorry.
What about the excavator?
the excavator, I'm not totally for sure. I don't think he got a quote on that. So
Do you feel comfortable with that?
yes, absolutely. 300,000. Yeah. Yeah.
So this was not set aside during budget, was it this Cume Cap, or I think we knew about, I mean, we had a rotation, pardon me.
I think Steve, didn't we move one of these off because he wanted to use the money elsewhere?
We bought that hydro excavator, didn't we? Was one of the things we bought.
Right before you,
Last year, yeah, early last year.
right before you
Yeah, that was
transitioned.
before me, yeah, that
Like
wasn't
he,
last year.
he had requested to wait, or he pushed off a truck.
Okay.
So discussion on this, or, I think, I mean, it's not, doing it the way the highway department does it, I guess it's not a surprise. It's the cost of what we can.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Now, if there's one thing that could happen, and it really will affect this equipment, is if they do reduce emissions stuff on that equipment, especially tractors and excavators, I would prefer we wait and buy the one without the new emission stuff. Now, I don't know where they're at in that, but it's gonna kill the value of anything with DEF and the SCR catalyst and all that. So I know you can't control it, you gotta keep your rotation going, but in the future, maybe we can get some stuff that doesn't have all the cumbersome emissions equipment. That's gonna be a good thing, I think, for the mechanics, you and everybody.
Right. Yeah,
And
we would love that, yeah.
you've heard about that, right? How they're considering that?
Yep.
So what's nice is we've only got really 2 major pieces we're gonna buy, that'll probably still have that equipment if that actually goes through. Because that's huge. I mean, at least for farms and excavating operators, they don't want that stuff, and you know how it is.
Right, yeah. Yep.
So I like how the rotation's setting up for the coming years if that law actually changes.
Then the middle line is what, the 300, 200, that's what we get. What is that? I know the Cume Cap, obviously, but what's the 300 and 200 and 500? That's coming out of a different fund?
The sanitation would be the 200,000. So that truck is, gotta come out of
Oh, it's
sanitation.
coming out of sanitation.
Yeah.
Okay, sanitation. That's what that,
Anybody have any real issues with this, or I guess we have to have we just advertise, right, for it first?
I just think the only thing I'd like to see is have these discussions during budget time. I've always, if we know we're gonna be doing these improvements or wanna do it, I think that would be a good time to discuss it. And try to get it in the budget.
It's good.
I mean, we're only a month in, and, I know we do the budgets early, but you have this list already. I think that's a good discussion. to try to help us plan. It's a big chunk of money, but.
Yeah.
You know, that's my only thought.
It's usually discussed, I don't know why it doesn't go into the budget, technically. I don't have a budget book here, but I think it's in the budget.
I just going forward, I mean, I think that would be a great, good value.
Try to put it in the budget.
Or just discuss it at that point, here's, big expenses we have coming up, it just helps us prepare a little bit.
Good point. So Sandy, we just have a show of hands to prove.
Consensus.
There's no other discussion, who's all in favor of advertising for the 400,000 out of Cume Capital? Doug, are you in and out?
Yeah.
You're in. It's,
I'm looking in the budget to see if I have any notes.
Debbie, what's a small loader for 27? Is that a skid steer or like a loader truck?
No, just a small loader, the other one's a John Deere, it is very, I'm not sure how old it is.
1978.
Yeah, it looks like.
1978.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Okay.
A couple more years, all right?
Yeah, it's not, usually you gotta go up and jump it to get it started. We use it just to load up chips mainly on the side, small rocks, 11s and 12s. And then when the other one goes down, we have to go get it, but it takes about 10 scoops versus 3 scoops to load up a truck. So it's just, and it's not in very good shape. So that's what they want to get to replace that, just
And the 2 mowing tractors for 2030, you got 600,000 budgeted. Is that because of the mower, you're gonna replace the mower too, and that has a lot of costs? Because that seems pretty high, I mean, for 150 horsepower tractor.
I would imagine that is for the tractor and the mower, but I am not totally for sure on that one. I would have to get with Max and ask him about that.
Have the John Deere's been doing pretty good?
And
You got the other.
they've been doing good, yeah. Yeah, they have been doing good. So,
okay, unless you have anything else.
Nope.
I appreciate you coming in.
I do want to let you know here on the community crossings,
Yes.
how much we got. Last year, we had a total bid on the community crossings with a contractor brought in.
Yeah.
Was $2,166,938,000. The state amount paid $1,625,203,000, and the highway had to pay 25% of the 2 million, so we paid $541,000. This year, it is only going to be $1,128,000 is what the bids are versus $2,100,000, and the state is only they're only paying $902,000, and so the highway will have to pay $225,000. So basically, we are putting down around $700,000 less of hot mix this year from community crossings. That's a big, man, 7-8 miles. So I don't know, we'll see we'll do what we can.
Do you think
Try to get
community
as much as we
crossings
can.
drying up, or what's going on with that? I mean, why, it's statewide, right? I mean, that's the whole
Yeah,
statewide.
they cut back.
Do you think, I mean, just no idea, but going forward, do you think we need to plan on this level, or do you think we can get it back up? Because you guys do a great job with community crossings and
Right.
planning that.
Yeah.
You guys do great. We need to
Yeah,
continue.
we get as much as we can. I mean, the limit was $1 million, but whenever we put that in, we have to,
Do the match.
we have to do all everything. So
Did it go
we
down
can't go
before
too
we
much
did?
and we can't go too less. So we try to get as close as we can. And whenever we did do this, we thought we was really close to the estimates, but the estimates came in quite a bit lower. So that's why we're only getting $902,000.
So I didn't know if it was drying up, more counties applied for it, more cities, or it came in less.
Yeah, well, we got the max.
Isn't it drying up? I mean, there's a lot of communities that didn't get anything.
I heard that. So I mean, that's why
Yeah.
I'm telling you, great job.
Yeah.
I'm excited that we got it.
So, like I said,
we'll do what we can, but, I know there's a lot of roads that need a little help, but we'll see what we can do.
And you still did a fairly good job. I think, like you say, the bids came in a lot lower than what we anticipated.
Yes, yeah.
So that's good.
All right.
Losing a little money from the state, but
Right, yeah. I think last year we lost, we didn't get a little over 300,000. So this year it was not quite 100,000.
I
So
think the county engineer kind of figured that could, because we had budgeted that he could push the amount, the amount of work that needed to be done.
Mhm.
That's good. So, well, thank you for.
All righty,
Thanks, Donnie.
thank you all.
Thank you.
So we're a little ahead of time. Jenny, is everybody here?
I think so. We're good to go.
Okay. You can introduce yourself for the public.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Genevieve Greer-Jones. I coordinate the DuBois County Advocacy for Recovery and Prevention Council. You can see why we shortened it to ARC. Right? And our main ask here tonight is just to have you all draw down the funds that we use each year. That total amount is $49,405.30. But I did want to talk a little bit about the council. Okay, so I'll start, like I said, I'm Jenna, I'm the coordinator. Jenny Lampert is our treasurer. Jimmy Hay is our chair. I told him you didn't have to come stand up here. He's like, that's perfect, that's fine, right?
Thank you.
So just a few things. ARC is the county's local coordinating council. So every county in Indiana has one. Per state statute, I believe it was the late 80s, early 90s, right? And so folks that are convicted of a substance abuse related offense in DuBois County, whether that be possession or OWI, part of their court fees per state statute come to us, right? That comes into our pool of money. Each year we fill out what's called a community comprehensive plan. I did send that to Sandy, but it was only like an hour ago. So, yeah, that's okay. So she can send that out to you guys if you want to review it, but that is essentially our strategic framework. We develop problem statements, we develop goals, and that's what we use to kind of guide our efforts. And that gets reported to ICJI, the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute. So we are under the county, but ICJI is like who we report to, if you will, okay? So we meet monthly. It's the second Tuesday of every month at the Jasper Library. It's 11 a.m. That is open to the public. So if any of you want to attend, we would love to have you. It's in the Hickory rooms. Okay. So besides the monthly meeting, we do some events and we also do grants. What Jenny has just handed you, that was our grants for last fall. So we funded out over $36,000 to a variety of different causes in the community. Everything from the Hope Center to Dove House to corrections, probation, Bergen Police, Jasper Police, Youth First, and then the transportation program that goes through Safe Haven for folks that are criminal justice involved here in DuBois County. So that's like Christmas. Every time we get to see all the cool grant projects that folks are doing and fund that money back out. And it's really meaningful work, right? Because if we're going to use those court fees, I want to make sure that we're using that to prevent continued involvement in the criminal justice system. So really the whole goal is to work ourselves out of the council, right? To eliminate the barriers that cause people to continue to be involved in the justice system for substance use related offenses. So a lot of prevention work, a lot of treatment work, and then just a lot of funding agencies that don't have a lot of other pockets of money to ask for. So specifically, like for example, probation is required to do an incentive program, but they're not given any funding to do an incentive program. So the council is able to kind of fill those gaps for some of our community agencies. Outside of granting, that is of course our primary role. We've done a few different things over the last few years. One of those is our overdose awareness vigil. It's always the last Thursday in August. This past year, it was the Jasper Outdoor Rec. It actually went really well. We had a live butterfly release. All the butterflies were good. I was a little worried about that.
Yeah.
All of them were alive and flew. And we had the up-and camps come and speak, and that was very interesting because we got a husband and wife perspective of what addiction is like, both from the firsthand account, but also to watch someone that you love struggle with addiction. So that was really impactful for folks to attend to. At that meeting, we gave out Narcan, we gave out fentanyl and xylazine test strips. It's just a really good way for our community to continue to address the problem that addiction is and the way it affects all of us, right? Even if it doesn't affect you directly, it is affecting our labor force, the safety on our streets, all of those things, right? You guys know how much money goes into corrections and the legal system every year. So we can bring attention and do some prevention work. That's our goal. And the best part of that event, we have an open mic at the end where folks can come up and share their experience. So that's always, it's a somber but a really meaningful part of the event for people to be able to voice their experiences.
And we move around the county, so we've been in Birdseye, we've been in Hayesville, we've been in Jasper, we've been in Huntingburg, we've been in DuPois, like we
even had 75 people show up at Ferdinand in 2020.
Birdseye, yeah.
Birdseye was very interesting. We had somebody come up to open mic that was very much still in active addiction. So that was the first time that happened, and that individual ended up taking all of the Narcan and putting it in their blessing box. So that was really good. Like, it's going exactly where it needs to go, instead of sitting at my house. So that's good. And then this year we did our second annual, it's called Live to Rise Fun Run for Recovery down here at the Riverwalk. We do that in September. And so that is a multifaceted event. We have vendors come like Dove House and Hope Center and some other recovery entities in the community. Life Spring was there as well, yeah. And then we invited law enforcement. One of our goals with that is to have people who work within the legal system to come and run alongside those who have been through the legal system, right? Reducing those barriers.
Not running after, I'm running with them.
It's a legal way to outrun the cops. That's what I told some of my folks at corrections.
Yeah.
That's also a fundraiser event. So we were able to give almost $2,000 to the Brosmer House. So if you know anything about the traditions of 12-step meetings, one of those big things is they cannot fundraise for themselves, right? It's one of the traditions. So we were able to give them money. And right now, I think for the last year, one of the things they've been doing is all of their literature is half price. So folks who come in for AA, their sponsors are able to buy them all of the literature for like $20 now, because we were able to help offset the cost. That was a grant that we gave out this year as well. So that's been going really well, and especially to have that much left over after event expenses for a second year event. We were really, really excited about that. And then, did I miss anything? Because I already talked about
I think that
grants.
covers it, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions? That was a lot at you in a very short amount of time.
I feel like, how does this money get in here? This is from court fees?
Correct. So part of court fees for those who are convicted of a substance use related offense.
Okay.
Per state statute, that has to go to a fund that only our council can use.
And then your council will decide.
Where it gets granted to. And
I
our
mean,
council,
everything on here is a worthy cause.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
it's a wide variety. Jenna's done a good job of getting the information out there to individuals that maybe are interested in a grant to have them come and talk to us and see what they're doing and if it fits. It has to fit in one of our categories.
Yeah.
And, it has to align with the grant through the ICJI. So we have an executive committee that we work together on that. We have individuals on our council. We have a JPD officer who's our law enforcement representative. We have Nancy Eckerly, who's our business representative. We have, Brett.
You would recognize all of them. Someone from Youth First, Nancy Eckerly. I have kind of volunteered Logan Jones into being the law enforcement rep, and he's done that for it's probably been 3 years now.
Tim used to do it years ago and give us information, which was very helpful. Like, we need that voice to be heard. We want to know what's going on, because not only do the grants, not only are they preventative or education, we also grant to criminal justice or law enforcement agencies to use. I think this year he needed something in the narcotic field, like an undercover work, which we want to get them off the streets too. We want to stop the drugs. We want to get the people arrested. So that's part of the council too. That's one facet of it.
Yeah, and if you weren't aware, it's called the Intoximeter phone line. So that is what allows their breath test for someone who's under the influence to be court admissible. That requires a dedicated phone line. We pay for that.
And
So-
any agency can use it.
Correct.
That's JPD. So if the sheriff's department's pulls someone over for an OWI and they need a certified breath test, they can bring them to Jasper City.
Okay.
So the reason this middle one's blue,
Just to
just a
differentiate,
different.
because I am very type A and like color coded.
Got it.
Yep, but that just shows the three different, so prevention, education, treatment intervention, and then criminal justice services.
And we budget that all under the contractual. We take the money they collect by the end of the year, and then we divide it by 4. Part of it's discretionary,
Administrative.
for discretionary to pay her salary, the other 3 parts.
That was gonna be my question, I couldn't remember. So then those same court fees also pay how you are,
They're
yeah.
all
Got
part
it.
of this.
Thank you.
That's why it's broken into 2. One's discretionary for salaries, the other one is for them to do
We have one part-time paid coordinator position, and then the rest is volunteer. Everybody else on the council is volunteer.
How much the Purdue Pharma money you guys used to get? You still get that? Where does that go? Oh, that's over.
And I don't remember that ever coming to the council.
Our council has never, in my understanding, at least since 2019, had any funding outside of what was state mandated.
You thinking of the opioid?
I wonder if you're, yeah, I think you're thinking of.
I did, so when that first kind of came up for grabs, I did meet with the city and talk to them about what they were gonna do with theirs and kind of gave some insight. And so Nancy was able to, I think actually poor Logan got volunteered as the community liaison for that as well between the council and the city. But yeah, we definitely talked about that and where that would be best spent, but that didn't come directly to us.
So then,
So
you need.
I've advertised for additional appropriation. The discretionaries and the personal services, $12,351.32. And then the contractual other three parts are $37,053.98 in other services.
So we have to make two of them.
Yes.
So let's start then with the personal services, $12,351.32. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Ryan has made a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Alex.
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 So further discussion, otherwise all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And then under other services for drug-free community is $37,053.98. So I'll entertain a motion to approve that amount.
I'll make that a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, may I have a second?
I'll second.
Sonia has seconded. So further
Then to go-
discussion.
And then to go with that, we just amended salary ordinance to pay her $23.41 per hour maximum.
So let's approve that amount first. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, then the salary ordinance of, like you say, $6,320.70.
Which is $23.41 per hour maximum, 22 hours per month, and then she gets 6 additional hours when they do it at grant time.
Yep, I'll make that motion. Approve that.
So Ryan has made a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Meredith has seconded. So further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you, guys.
If you have any questions, let us know. Like I said, the second Tuesday of every month, you're welcome to attend our meeting.
Okay.
11 a.m. We'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that minute.
Second Tuesday of the month, 11 a.m. in the Hickory rooms of the library.
Okay.
So Sandy, would you lead then the other additional appropriations? It seems like we got.
In the general fund, under other services, the prosecutor prosecutes, Amy Brand is way more about this than me. For safe schools, for the bus cameras, we have $125 we collected last year. We divide that by 4 and send to the school so they can buy a bus camera, and it's gonna take them 100 years to do that, but
So you need a motion to send that money to them. I'll make that motion.
to appropriate $125.
I'll make the motion to do that.
Okay, we've got a motion on the floor to approve the safe school bus cameras. May I have a second?
Second.
Doug.
Okay. So, any further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Okay. This is gonna take me a little long, because I don't have.
Just take your time.
There's a number of ones for community corrections here. In the community transition program, CTP fund, he has $500 for dues to the Indiana Association of County Community Corrections. That's $500.
So we have to do that separate.
Yep.
So any questions on that? I'm not sure. I think, I mean, that's the dues, I guess, for Wyatt to attend that.
It's their
annual
their
dues.
annual membership dues.
Okay,
I'll make that motion to approve the 500 for the annual dues.
Ryan has made a motion, I have a second.
I'll second.
Tony has seconded. Further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
Okay, and then the next one is for capital outlay. I guess they have a case-based program that they were under last year for $1,000 a month, and now they've raised the fees for it this year. They do want to keep the program, and they need $38,500, which he split out between CTP $28,500 and in project income $10,000. I got two of them out.
So we have to do two of them then.
Yes.
So the CTP capital outlay, 28,500. So can I have a motion to maybe approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
So Ryan has made a motion. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Sonia has seconded. So further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
And I think they tested it last year and they really liked the program, so.
Is this
She's
the
going a
one?
little better than I
Yeah, no, they said it's doing great.
Can the project income, same thing at capital outlay of $10,000? We need discussion on that, otherwise,
I'll make a motion to approve the 10,000.
okay, Ryan has made a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Alex has seconded, so further discussion, otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It passes.
Okay, and then in the opioid restricted fund, he needs $11,000 for drug screenings at the community corrections program. I think they originally put this in a grant, it was denied, or they made him move the grant money around, so
Okay, so this is the, the opioid restricted.
the opioid
So
restricted.
that's the Purdue,
No, well,
how-
opioid settlement monies.
So, discussion on that, otherwise I'll entertain a motion to approve that $11,000.
I'll second.
So Meredith made a motion and Doug has seconded, so further discussion. Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Then the next thing is out of lit CR tax, the jail jail tax. Stuart Wilson was here talking about the annual maintenance on the UPS.
Yeah.
We've advertised $7,019.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Got a motion on the floor to approve that, and I have a second.
I'll second.
Meredith has seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Okay. And in the lit edit tax, I talked about this last month, they raised our WTH annual fee, $850, we did it for 2025 in December, now I need it for 2026, and then we'll budget for it correctly for 27. I just didn't know they raised our fee.
So, discussion on that, otherwise I'll entertain a motion to approve that $850.
Make a motion.
Okay, Doug has made a motion, may I have a second?
I'll second. Go ahead.
I'll second.
Ryan seconded, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Should be all on my.
Okay. If those are all done, then, we were all sent out, I think the next thing on the agenda here is the commissary reports, sheriff and the department and the community corrections. Hope everyone has a chance to look through it. It was the quarterly report at the end of 2025, which is our responsibility to review it. So, I mean, I'll just start with my questions. I had spoken about the Washington Chrysler Center, a 2024 Dodge Durango for $33,000. And I checked on that. I guess that is, all the paperwork was brought into the auditor's office. I think they're using that vehicle to transport jail. You know, so to me, I don't have any problem with it. It's all insured, everything's okay with
And
it.
that was my only question with that, is did the commissioners approve that? Because we insure it and we are responsible for it, or, I mean, is the commissary fund then pay for the insurance and the extra liability or anything? It's just, can they buy that without commissioner approval?
You're supposed to have commissioner approval, which I think you did.
Did they do it?
So
I
you
just,
have so many vehicles, so they did.
just making sure that commissioners approve it so that when it comes on our books,
Right.
and I believe he did
I
that.
think it was approved, you know, and it, like I say, it was all cheap, you know, auditor holds the titles
I have it.
and there's no issue there. And the other one, I just, you know, I think understanding the flock group, flock safety, the $15,000, I think.
That's the only one I had, and I didn't know if anybody already, if that was obvious and I didn't know what it was.
Well, that's the cameras
Okay.
coming into town. I think, you know, I think the sheriff's department started that, and I think that's the annual fee for it.
Okay.
So those are the two I had. Anyone else have anything that questions? Okay, so then on the commissary ledger for community corrections, I guess that's first, so there's no issue here, so we just move on with that. We approve that as far as, it still will be looked at by the State Board of Accounts. And then the commissary ledger for community corrections, I mean, I had probably half-hour conversation with with Wyatt up there, and the only question I had, possibly was this pizza thing, and
He detailed that once, I think, when he came in, though, didn't he, that he used that as like an incentive, right?
yeah,
That-
he's pretty on the ball. He sends me a picture.
Okay, well.
It was,
Thank you.
so I mean, it was for a facilitator.
That's
He
great.
graduated. So I mean, I don't see an issue. It's not a lot of money, but I think we just,
No, I had that highlighted, but I think we asked him not once another, the last time that he brought him in and.
he
it
had,
makes sense, so, yeah.
you're correct.
Okay.
I mean, but I think they reward, the other way they use it, I think, is to reward one of the bays or whatever you call them, to approve, that they win an award to keep the cleanest bay or whatever.
And those are things that if we're on the gray area or we're worried about it, I have no problem discussing that, to say that this is something as a council, if we think that that's right, we can just say,
Yeah,
if you're using that as an incentive to have a clean bay, you're gonna offer pizza, we can clear that up and say, we would approve that.
Yes.
If we're even somewhere close to that, but I don't know if we are. I mean, I think that's a good incentive.
On a, like, with a resolution or something.
If we need that, I don't know that we do, but I mean, I think it's a great use of the funds
Sure.
as an incentive, so if it's pizza, just saying that if we're questioning that, and he has to send us a picture of it doing it, you know
Well-
what I mean? But I just mean like,
I think with the state board
You
of
know.
accounts,
Yeah.
they looked at it and thought, oh, you're buying your staff pizza, that's a no.
Yeah.
But if they put on here incentive for whatever, I think they're better off with that, because it explains it. And you guys in your minutes, I'll say, you approved them using it for incentives.
yes.
Yeah, I agree with you totally,
but then, but he doesn't come, obviously, before each time, he wants to have an incentive, so is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, I don't want him to
He
go
has
look at
something
his
that's
camera.
blanket, So we don't have to, yeah,
we approved.
yes, you can have pizza.
We approved it last year, and we went through that same
Yeah.
thing. We didn't specifically give him a resolution.
But verbally, I remember it.
Yeah. But I think that's good. I mean, that's why we have to review it.
It's great, it's a good thing, I just don't wanna be hounding him over that if we're good to go.
Yeah. My only other question was in August, and I think I could ask him this, I don't know if anybody else would know, but I couldn't tell enough by the description. And he's talking about a QR code generator, and there's a cost, I just always thought that was fairly free for those, I don't know if that's, if there was an opportunity for him to save money, there must be something that I don't know, but
That's the $919.
yeah, I mean, it's not like it's thousands of dollars, but I'll probably ask him next time I see him, but I'm sure that the transaction's legitimate. I just wonder if you could save on it as well. I was asking, but
The cost of
Yeah.
savings
a
instead of,
cost savings, yeah.
instead of the, okay. Anyone else have anything that they wanna? Otherwise, I kind of questioned a couple things, and I didn't question that particular one because I,
Yeah, I'll think it's a big deal.
you know. So is that all right then to approve? Just kind of just give verbal approval, anybody, if
I
nobody's
think so.
having issues, so.
Mhm.
And he follows the, the state enrollment act number 1208.
Mhm.
I mean, they both followed that, so I think I feel comfortable with it, honestly, so. Okay. So then, this community corrections building repair discussion, I think I sent this to you. I've kind of been working a little bit, since the building is only, they're probably touching 3 years old now in the shower units. I think I sent you all the detail, but at the base of the wall in the shower rooms, 6 shower rooms, water came down the tile wall and then came back and got between the tile and the epoxy floor, and it started getting behind there and eating the drywall, the moisture resistant drywall away. So we got some, tried to get with the architect to see, first of all, the design seemed a little bit weak to me in some ways, because the tile comes down and it goes backwards on this sluter edge. So anyway, we got quotes, and it came out to be $27,870. And a little bit of the reason it's a T&M, not to exceed. So if it doesn't cost that much, the problem with it is he can only shut down one bay area or one at a time, because he's got to keep, like the women's area, he's got to keep one shower open because he can't shut the facility down. And then the same way with men's, there's 4 men's and 2 women, so he can only do it one at a time. So the contractor has to come in, cut the floor, cut the thing out, cut the floor out, along the wall, and then patch it and repair it, let it dry, and then move back in, and then move to the next one. That's a little bit of the time. So insurance, I think Dina or someone asked about insurance. I think I answered her. It's just wear and tear on the building.
Yeah.
It's not like a water line broke and it damaged, a bunch of stuff. So it's not that. So it's really wear and tear on the building.
Okay.
Questions on it? Otherwise, I guess we'll have to have a consensus to advertise for that money. And I want to do it out of
It's only gonna
CNO.
get worse.
Pardon me?
It's only gonna get worse.
Right, because it feeds on the track,
Yeah.
the metal track. It's going to lead around and destroy other stuff.
Yeah, fix it now.
So let's have a show of hands. Who's going to approve that?
Yeah.
Looks like everyone's in approval.
And that's CR.
I see it all fun. Okay, I guess next that I have on the agenda is Ryan. Ryan, I think, I guess first of all, congratulations on being our
Yeah,
mayor.
thank you.
Mayor.
And so I wrote just a little letter. I'll read this real quick. Just please accept this letter of my formal notice of resignation from Boys County Council District 2. I'm submitting this resignation today on January 22nd, 2026 to take effect on February 22nd, 2026, following my selection through the caucus process as the next mayor of Jasper starting April 1st. This timeline is meant to allow the party adequate time to caucus in a replacement and allow for a smooth and orderly transition. It will allow the newly selected council member to attend and participate in the February 23rd, 2026 council meeting. Serving on the county council has been an honor, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to work alongside dedicated colleagues in service to our community. I remain committed to supporting a successful transition and doing what I can to ensure continued progress for the county. I look forward to continuing to work with the county council and DuBois County in the future as we collaborate on projects and initiatives that benefit our shared community. And it truly has been an honor to work and serve with all of you. It was a bittersweet letter to write, but I am excited for the next chapter, and I know we'll continue to work together with a lot of changes coming up and with our local government. So thank you guys, and it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for reading it here in Forest today.
Yes, we'll have to find someone new for Dilly Bars and candy.
Yeah.
You're not outside, you should have one.
But thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, all of you, it's been a pleasure. Thanks.
Best wishes.
Yes, absolutely.
Look forward to working with you.
Yeah.
So we could maybe,
I was gonna get that to Sandy.
okay, so we could have it now. We've got the, the wage and benefit study going. I think we were all put on the email to, if you see anything, I think we discussed it, department head this morning meeting, to give, the survey will be out before the end of the month, kind of encourage the employees to do the best job they can, answering the questions truthful and to the best of their ability, to help move this thing forward. So,
I do want to caution, I got a spam email today about this, telling me about something about the HR study and increasing my wages. Now that is not going to happen on an email, and it is a spam. I talked to Marky about it. It has like a QR code. Do not click on that. So just beware.
I mean, can't trust anything anymore. Oh, gosh.
and that,
It came with a high priority, and those are the classic things that they tell you not to click on, so.
thanks.
But I called Marky and I said, you can't raise, I'm an elected official, you can't raise my salary, so I know this is wrong.
Right,
But regular employees wouldn't know that.
yeah.
How can we get that word out to the,
We're trying.
that's before the department head meeting?
Yeah.
That is something serious there.
Just be vigilant when
Did
you
you get
get the email.
Trying to get personal information from people. The other thing is, we, the Luke Mueller group is coming to our February meeting, and to represent both them and NDOT. Jason DuPont is on the agenda. If anyone's got any questions, that can think of any questions that they want him to address specific, you can get them to me, or I can get you, or you can look on the website and send it to Jason, any questions that he, that we can discuss. So, and that'll be on the February 23rd meeting, and we, at some point there, I think if it's okay with the council, we'll hear out the, what we want to do with the RDA, and maybe make it, and then make our decision in March, at our March meeting. Does that sound okay with everyone, or? I think I think, I know Mark Nartarski had reached out from the opposition,
Right.
and he wants to come also on our February meeting, so I think we can get both sides again and refresh our minds, and then we're gonna have to probably make a decision one way or the other, and that's what the county attorney is telling me, so.
The thought process would be is we could take in all the information we get and have that month
Yes.
to research and prep. And I would also say, we've sat down and talked to Levi. Levi's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this road. I'm amazed of his knowledge and concerns that he has of certain things. He's a great guy to talk to. I mean, I was fairly impressed with sitting down with him and what, things that you don't think about that will affect these county roads. It's a good
Because
conversation.
you got to work for NDOT.
Because he's worked for him. He knows what's coming. He knows how it's gonna go. I just think
I agree. I think
it's a great
productive
sit down with him, or a great guy to call.
Who's NDOT's point person since Kiana moved up?
I don't know that. That'd be a good question to
Write that down.
possibly ask Jason. But I think she will be here. I kind of think she might be here.
Still doing it?
I mean, not Kiana, but this other person. I think she
Oh,
is.
yeah, I think so too. The new person, I didn't know.
I
Somebody
know.
asked me and I said, I have no idea.
She went to a different district.
Right, is what I heard. You see more districts instead of Vincennes. So, like I say, you know, as time clicks away, so if you got any questions, that's time to do it. And I think the last thing I wanted to do is I know it's, we don't have everybody here tonight, but Dina sent me something there, but the meeting dates going forward here, I mean, could we look at those tonight?
Yeah.
And so we can plan, so you can plan vacations or what, you know, family events or whatever, so it doesn't mess you up. And again, I was thinking April 27th. Monday, April 27th, would that work?
Yeah, looks good to me.
Monday. And then the next one I have would be May 18th.
So we would avoid Memorial Day, obviously,
Right.
yeah, so May 18th. Okay. Yeah, that's great.
And then June 22nd. And
These all working for you guys too?
and July 27th. These are all Mondays,
You said July 27th?
27th.
Yeah. Yeah, those all looking.
Then you could, like I say, you could plan other things that it work around them, hopefully. I don't see a whole lot here more I have, so I'll just go around the table here. Sonia, do you have anything that you want to report or?
I do not have anything at this time.
Mary?
I don't, our first, I'm the appointed for Indiana Region 15, for those that don't know, and that, next meeting reorganization, their board is actually next week, so I don't have anything new to report yet for that. That's it for me.
Alex?
Congratulations to the 4 IU alum in the room. That's amazing.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and I
Doug, do you have anything?
We got our 911 board advisory board meeting. There's a little bit of turnover, 2 people resigned. And then in the process of going through the planning and training. Then the other big issue, big topic was the auto aid, automatic aid backup from one fire station to another different areas, Holland, St. Anthony, different communities. So they're working on getting agreements done and having that or automatic backup to help in case of resources are needed. So, other things we talked about, those are the 2 big things.
Okay. Thank you for that report.
Now, I watched Stuart in the commissioners meeting, but I thought he only was 1-to-1, but since Stu quit, how's that gonna work?
They had one already kind of.
Oh, okay.
in process
That
or.
process, we already have one.
That's maybe what he said. I didn't remember exactly what he said. Are they pretty?
They like that was a pool of people that they kind of have been interested in the past that, you know, they kind of go to.
Were they pretty seasoned workers?
No, one was, no, I don't think either one was, that's very seasoned over the couple of years, so.
Will they be doing like an exit interview? With anyone to
Marky
just,
tries to do them if they will
will he reach out?
cooperate, and
Yeah.
he does reach out. Sometimes he gets them, sometimes he doesn't.
I guess that's true probably anywhere, but I'm glad to know that he does do that.
Yeah, one went to JPD dispatch, and the other one to the civilian job, so.
I see. All from your end?
Sandy, do you have anything to report tonight?
I don't.
Okay, so I'll open the floor up for public comment. Anyone want to make a comment?
Well, yeah,
Even about IU?
Yeah.
Like it.
I'm Brian LaRoche. I'm running for sheriff here in Du Bois County. I just wanted to come and see how the meeting was ran, introduce myself to you guys. If I'm fortunate enough to be elected sheriff, I look forward to working with you guys. If you have ever any questions, just get hold of me. I'll answer them. I appreciate your vote too coming up. Thank you.
Is your number published someplace, or how would we get a hold of you?
I'll give it to you now if you want. 812
Wait a minute. 812, okay.
639 7089.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
What, best of luck.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I should have mentioned, we did get our final budget order. Mike and I get copies of those because as anticipated, the tax rates are a little higher across the board. But with the new credits, we're hoping that brings the tax bill down. We haven't calculated any of that yet, so
And it was approved.
the budget is approved.
But what about the airport budget?
I don't get there, I didn't get there, but I'm assuming it was because I got final budget
it
order
was
for
on
us.
that list. You didn't get on that
I
email?
don't know that I saw
It
that.
came from the state. I thought,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, I think all the budgets were approved,
yeah, they're all on there.
because I wouldn't have the tax rates if they weren't, so.
So, yeah. So otherwise, if there's no other business.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, so we've got a motion, may I have a second? Meredith seconded, so close the meeting.
I guess they found it at home. I don't know. From a couple of days. So this is in Evansville.